Even though here in the United States we are in the middle of an attempted coup during the ascension from 3D into 5D, that does not mean that we stop doing what we're good at, what we're joyful at, what we came to do on the planet. And for me, that means I have continued to put together some pretty crazy, kind of far out there things with body-based money relationship. Like Spirit Team continues to just have me in lockstep with this whole evolutionary process into this whole new space. And so the video here today, it is definitely about the Somatic Money Oracle card pull for this week. There's some pretty in-depth information that I have for you. It is also about me being here with you to share with you the next steps of the evolution of the magic of somatic money and body-based money relationship, because I continue, even after 12 plus years with this work, I continue to have amazing breakthroughs where I continue to find nooks and crannies of this body-based money relationship work that we haven't even had thoughts about and that we have not even explored yet. And so thanks to Ascension, thanks to 5D, thanks to the escalated consciousness going on, I am continuing to tap into those regions and bring those to you now, even in the middle of the shadow of the storm. So important, so epic, and I hope my enthusiasm, I hope it rubs off on you too. I hope you're able to find your passion, your joy, your excitement of the breakthroughs that you are having or could potentially have with this escalated ascension in consciousness, even in the middle of some really nasty, horrible, shadowy, corrupt stuff going on right now. We're going to get to the card pull in just a minute, but I want to share with you what this breakthrough is that I have been working on for a while now, and all of it's dialing in, it's coming into focus, it's happening as we speak, and that is what I am calling the color of money, or what is your color of money. Here's the program, hot off the presses, you can go get it, but let me tell you a little bit about what this is. So I don't know if you have been following along or not, but after a pretty severe healing crisis that I had in the spring, right after that, my spirit team began prompting me into this whole art thing. Like I would go to my phone to scroll and look up news, and spirit team wasn't showing me news. They were showing me art, to the point where I would go look for news and all that would come up was art videos, even though I kept scrolling off of them. So it was pretty important for my spirit team to get through to me about art. And so finally I went and picked up some art supplies, and a few art supplies turned into this whole art revolution that I've been going through. And if you want to learn more about that and find out about that, I've put together some amazing videos. You can go see those in the Art is Life, Life is Art kiosk on my website at somaticmoney.com. Just go over to the Art is Life page, and the videos are posted right there through Vimeo, so you can go ahead and take a look at them. So as I have been going through this revolution with the art and Art is Life, and continuing with the energy forecasting and also somatic money, you know, back of my brain, I have been thinking, well, this is all well and good, but I don't know how sustainable this is or how long I will be doing it. And it really doesn't make any sense. This art in the middle of energy forecasting and money, right? Like, it didn't make any logical sense to me. And so I started prompting my spirit team with, like, what is this? What is this about? How is this connected in? Because I am not seeing how it's connected in. And that is when my spirit team started walking me through experiences beginning to connect up the energy with the art with the energy. That was one. And then connecting up the art with the money with the art, and the art with therapy. They began showing me this full connective spectrum. And that began to be very cool. And then last week, I stepped across the line and I did art mediumship. I did my first art mediumship video. I've put it out. It is free. It is right there if you want to go pick that up. That's important too. So all these pieces of the puzzle started falling into place, right? Well, in the middle of all of this, I had another huge, mini healing crisis, for one day, and it basically put together everything. In this healing crisis that happened, it was literally money energy, EQ emotion energy, and color therapy art energy. that happened in the middle of this healing crisis that I went through. And that was at the end of August. And after I went through that and saw everything that happened with it, blew my mind. And I'm like, oh my God, there's the connect in. There's the connect in. And so about 4 days later, I put together a video. I'm calling it, What is Your Color of Money? And I included pretty much everything that I learned during that healing crisis that connects up money, that connects up color, that connects up art, that connects up energy, all under one umbrella to conspire to heal us with our internal experiences with personal finance. Amazing, right? Big thanks to Venus and Leo, because they push me over the line on this thing. And so in this video, I tell this story, I tell, several backstories of the lead up of this has been coming since about 2018. I had my first color money business experience in 2018 and didn't know what to make of it. And I filed it in the back of my head, and it's kind of been coming forward. Well, now it has come full circle and it is now happening. So if you want to hear the story, hear how it all plugs in, begin to explore your own color with money therapy work, that's all right there. And I am not going to stop, because now that I know I can do color art mediumship with Spirit Team, that's what I'm going to begin to do. On a weekly or a bi-monthly basis, I'm going to connect up with Spirit Team, and we're going to do art mediumship, color therapy related to interpersonal, the inner experiences of our interpersonal money relationship, to create healing at the chakra by chakra level with our personal finance. Amazing, right? So very cool. So if you are sitting there and going, color doesn't have anything to do with money, I'm going to call bullshit on you, and I'm going to begin to show you as we unfold it out through the following weeks. And so one of the very cool things about this is I feel fresh to the table with this, much like I felt when Spirit Team brought me to body-based money relationship in the first place in 2011. So this is a whole new wave of taking all that foundational somatic money, body-based money relationship experience that I've got, and now we're going to bring in color therapy with it. Now we're going to bring in money, color, art, and see how all of that connects up. So that's what I wanted to share with you about the 5D revolution that I am experiencing and participating in, even as the shadow is threatening us. I refuse to give in. This is my act of resistance to bring some color and light and lift into the world as this whole storm is going on. That's the first part that I wanted to share with you. Now, the second part that I want to share with you is a pretty cool somatic money oracle deck read for this week. When I pulled these cards, I was like, wow, let's hit it out of the park this week. And so let me share with you what the 3 cards are, and I'm going to give you an overview. The deep dive on these, I'm going to do on the Somatic Money Group Coach Q&A this week, because I've got some in-depth stories, some in-depth techie stuff on how to apply these. I'll share what these are with you right now, but then the how-to and the ins and outs and some of the backstory, I'm going to share that in the Somatic Money Group Coach Q&A, because I just can't do it all here in this video. But you need to know what got pulled. And so if you have been keeping up on the energy forecasting for this week, because all of this that we're living through right now, the basis is in the energy soup that we're in right now, the energy environment. And this week, if you've been paying attention this week, the astrology, the timeline jumps, they are off the hook, kind of next level kind of stuff, right? So it was not a surprise to me that the very first card that I pulled was a money languaging card that has to do with your star nation money language. What's that about? So here's the deal. As we get to higher vibrational energies on the planet, Schumann's resonance, timeline jumps, solar activity, consciousness rising, we're blipping up the screen, right? It would make sense that we would need to begin to connect in with our 5D money languaging. You heard me say that right. 5D money languaging in the interior of our bodies. So if you're following along with me, my hunch is that you're probably HSP. You're probably a highly sensitive person. You might also be neurodivergent. And to begin to figure out how to work with your money with these, you need to be doing your somatic money type mapping stuff. That is right here. But what I want to let you know is this card pull on money languaging and what's your Star Nation money languaging doing. This is basically our wake-up call to say to work with our money in higher vibrational frequencies and do it well and do it in an interconnected space within our body. It's a good idea to be aware of what our Star Nation language is with that. And I've got stories about this. I've got techie on how this works, and that's what I'm going to be talking about inside of the Somatic Money Group Coach. But for now, you just need to be aware that something like this exists. This is a thing. Spirit team channeled this to me years ago, and for some people, this can make all the difference. There have been some people I have had them just do this, make shifts with this, and this is what turned their money on, literally, overnight. One card. I mean, that's how crazy our soft-sided money relationship is that it's got all these nooks and crannies of all these different little things that are literally like huge things that can align, turn on, support, help us with our money relationship that the masculine money doesn't even have a concept for. And so this is one of those. Sounds outlandish, but especially if you're HSP or neurodivergent with money, this could make all the difference in the world for you. So then the next card that I pulled right after that, like I pulled this card and then I pulled this card, and this is your money goals aren't working for you. Well, you might want to try A and B and C and D. And I think the thing that I want to say about this card with the current energies, because I feel very much like this card is very connected with the money languaging Star Nation family thing, and this card is very much connected with helping to solve some money goal stuff. So these kind of go tandem, hand in hand, working with one another. So if we pulled this card first, to me this is a solution. This is the tool to help solve what might be going on for you now, especially as we cross the line into a very solid 3D money environment where it's been very cookie cutter inside the box. And now we're transferring across the line into 5D, and it's a little bit more squishy and coming and going, and things aren't so stable, and what are we going to do? And so when that happens, money goals might come into question, like how you thought things were going to financially work for you. That might be in flux right now. And I think that's pretty standard right now. I think that's pretty normal. And like I would say out of the gate with all of that is, if your finances are in flux and you go for the fear, you're freaked out about it, that's actually probably going to shut you down. It's going to be things like this that help keep the door open, help keep options open, because the name of the game here is we move from 3D to 5D, which means we're moving from 3D money to 5D money, is to manage those money triggers, to keep them at a dual roar so that you can continue to be open to doors opening, to new processes, to new perceptions, to new therapy experiences with money, to new options coming through to you. Just because a 3D money door shuts, that does not mean it's over. There's probably a strong potential that other 3D doors are opening up along with other 5D doors that are opening up. So if your money goals are getting skewed right now and you are freaked out about this right here, this card right here is basically the wake-up call to say, pay attention to 5D. Just because one thing is falling away in one area does not mean game over. Not by a long shot. It means that we are transforming into new places, and your job is to manage those money triggers so you can stay open, warmed up, available to new thoughts, new ideas, new emotions, new experiences, new opportunities, new frameworks, all coming through right now, because money goals are not necessarily set in stone, especially moving from 3D money to 5D money. So this is your wake-up call to be aware of that shift into 5D and a whole other personal finance thing going on with how are you perceiving and framing your money relationship. So then at the end of this, I thought it was very interesting that I did pull a third card. I felt prompted to pull a third card. It does not feel connected at all with these other two, not by a long shot. I feel like this is a reminder for some of those out there. This is the karmic money soul contract of codependent caretaking. So again, boundaries are super important right now, especially with money and paying attention to that right now. You don't have to be a wallflower with your boundaries with your money. This is a great time to really notice where those financial leaks might be going on because of codependent caretaking and take stock with some financial boundaries. So wrapping up here, make sure you go check out what is your color of money, because this is a leaping off point into something much larger that I will be doing here, both at the Magic of Somatic Money and the Art is Life, Life is Art. This is all the connect in there. And if you are interested at all about the deep dive on the Star Nation money languaging, the stories, the techniques, the tools that I've got with this, come into the Somatic Money Group Coach this week, the Q&A. This is basically our Q&A where I'm going to be coaching and teaching on this. And make sure you leave down in the comments any questions, any experiences, any feedback that you've got going on with anything that I've been showing here with you. That's what I've got for you for now. Thank you for being here, and make sure you keep walking forward to meet those miracles along the way. Mwah.